British Fashion Council have asked London Business School students to help out with the business side of some of the creative designers that have come through some of their programmes. So they picked 4 or 5 designers, and we were given a series of lectures and conversations with different industry figures to help equip us with some ideas about what the problems they might be facing and what we might think about in our analysis.
The real benefit that the students derive from this is the opportunity to work with these young designers, and most critically I think the value that they can add bringing their business expertise to the world and the business of the designers.
So the businesses selected to be involved with the project this year have been eTorts, a really great menswear business. The second is Matthew Miller, looking at how the wholesale and direct-to-consumer piece works. And then KTZ, which is this global, subversive, fantastic brand.
A fresh mind and a fresh perspective for an industry that is used to talking to itself is really fantastic.
The simple idea behind community clothing is to take the spare capacity that exists in factories around the UK that make premium clothes, create a collection of very simple, everyday, basic pieces that whenever those factories are quiet, they can make in the spare time that they have. We took them to one of the factories up in Blackburn. What we were doing was immersing the students completely in the world of premium British clothing manufacturing.
I think that's critical to be open to listen to the designer, because the designer is the founder and the owner very often, and that was critical for him also to feel on board with our suggestions. We can use most of the knowledge we have from the MBA to develop the final plan and the final recommendations, but there's a gap in between what we know and what's going on in the fashion business. The 2 workshops we had were critical to understand and to reduce that gap.
Creativity needs a business partner, and that business partner shouldn't get in the way of the creativity. You're not there to stifle what the fashion brands are doing and essentially what makes them desirable and what makes them famous. But they need an awful lot of help actually just getting the basics right.
These are simple data-driven processes which are actually quite easy to fix. So we all felt quite impassioned by the end of it.
I have been enormously impressed with the students that I've met. Their great humour and enthusiasm and joy for the project too.
Even after 2 or 3 weeks of having the relationship, some of the designers have actually put those processes and ideas into practice, which is incredibly beneficial.
It's given me a very practical insight into the kinds of challenges I expect to face in business afterwards.
Designers want to keep the relationship going. They say that the students have introduced frameworks and tools that they'd never thought of, but they find immensely useful and they want to carry on using in the future. I mean, they just bubble with enthusiasm about the process.
To really collaborate on the business opportunities, on the business plans, and to challenge where they're going as a business and where they can create efficiencies, I think isn't just going to be beneficial in terms of the project, but you can see already is likely to provide long-term partnerships for the future. I think these relationships will continue for quite some time.
I've got to go out and work on those problems with incredibly talented classmates and to get the feedback of some leading figures in industry. It's been absolutely brilliant.